right? So last day we started to look at non-right angle triangles, right? Just a quick review of what we did. If you have a non-right angle triangle, right? Remember we said that the lengths of common letters, lowercase letters, and the uppercase letters will give you the angles, right? So opposite of A is the angle A, opposite of B, opposite of C is the angle C, okay? Obviously, we know that A plus B plus C is 180. And the first rule that we looked at was cosine rule. Cosine rule is A squared is equal to P squared plus C squared minus 2BC cosine A. So when you use cosine rule, you use cosine rule when you have two lengths and the angle it makes. So once you have B and C and the angle A, right, you cosine rule. More lengths and angle, cosine rule. Okay? So generally, cosine rule is once you have the two lengths and the angle in the middle, right? You use cosine rule. Okay? So today we want to focus on sine rule. One thing to remember, when you're working out cosine rule, you work out here and you work out here separately in a calculator, right? And then you can square root the whole answer after. That's okay? All right. So today we're going to focus on sine rule. For the people that didn't write it down, just make a quick little note if you don't have it. Today we're focusing on sine rule, right? Sine rule is kind of when you have a length and the opposite angle, right? That's when you use sine rule. All these rules are for non-right angle triangles. And if you learn to use them properly, you can also use them for right angle triangles as well. Yeah? Good, right. Nobody writing, that's a good sign. Right, so you want to focus now on sine rule. Right? So again, sine rule, same non-right angle triangle. Here is your length A, your length B, your length C, angle C, angle C, angle A, angle B. Right? So sine rule looks like this, right? You have the length A all over sine of the opposite angle. The length B all over sine of the opposite angle. Or it could even be C over sine of the opposite angle. So when do we use sine rule? So we use sine rule under a few conditions, right? The first condition you look for is you have the length. When we have the length and the opposite angle. That's the first condition. The second condition in which we use sine rule. The second condition in which we use sine rule. Hold on. Right. The second condition in which we use sine rule is when we have more. Actually, I'll write it like this way. When the angles is more than or equal, when the number of angles is more than or equal to the number of lengths. So when you have more angles than lengths, that's when we could use sine rule. Okay? So those are two nice little conditions, right? And I want to point out one more thing. If you have AB is equal to CD, right? How do you make, let's say, D the subject of the formula? Anybody remember? You want to make D the subject of the formula. What to do? Two fractions separated by equal sign, we cross multiply. So A by D, B by C, right? And then you make D the subject of the formula. Then you make D the subject of the formula. Okay, that's a quick reminder, right? Two fractions, equal sign, cross multiply. Okay, so this is the sign rule. Copy it down. These are the conditions, and we're going to try a few. Make sure you calculate on degrees, right? Capital D. All right, this is the last thing we're doing for the term, right? From next week, we're going to start revising some paper tools, some questions, some past papers, right? I will send you the summaries in the group. I want you to start looking at the summary, right? To go over some of these little things. All right, copy this down. Let's do an example. Right, so the conditions again is once you have a length and an opposite angle, that's generally when you use sine rule. Or if you have more angles than lengths. Finish, right? Anybody writing online? Anybody writing no? All good, right? Let's go to the board. Everybody good, right? You got it? Ooh, look at that board. You're looking real bad, boy. Fine, boy. Whenever we look at the videos, like after we share them, how you do? Back or you see okay. We're speaking at that pitch. All right. So let's start with number one. So let's say I gave you a non-right angle triangle. Remember, you only really go to these rules if it's a non-right angle triangle, right? So let's say I gave you a non-right angle triangle, and I told you that here is 5 meters. Here is about how much? 40. Yeah, 40 good. So let's say that's 40 degrees. Let's say I gave you here is 6 meters, and I want you to find theta. Right? How do you know which rule to use? Right? What's the reason why we can't use sine rule there, cosine rule there? Right, because we have the two lengths, we don't have the angle in the middle. So cosine rule out. Here we have two lengths, two angles we're working with, or we have the length and the opposite angle, So it means that we have to use sine rule. Okay, so we're going to use the sine rule. And next reason is that we're looking for angle, right? Although you could use cosine rule to find an angle, it's easier to use sine rule in cases like this. All right, so we're using sine rule, right? So it's up to you. You can pick any as A and any as B, right? So let's say A is 5 over sine of the opposite, right? Opposite, this length is 40. So it's 5 over sine 40. Are you okay with that? And here is what? 6 over sine. So the length is 6 over sine theta. The objective is to make. Wait, madam, take your seat, boy. I don't realize that. Right? So basically, you want to make theta the subject of the formula, correct? Yeah? Yeah? You want to make theta the subject, right? Two fractions equal sign, so we're going to cross multiply. 5 by this. That'll be 5 sine theta. 6 by this. That'll be 6 sine 40. You can work it out if you want, but for now, don't. So you don't have to round off, right? Carry across the 5. So you will have sine theta is equal to 6 sine 40. That's okay? Oh, over 5, right? I forget the 5, right? Then you carry across sine, right? If you want right here, you can work it out. If you have a sharp calculator and you kind of lame, and you want to carry across sine, work out this. Then find sine inverse of it. So since we get practicing, do my favor now. Just work out this one. 6 sine 40 over 5. How much you get? 6 sine 40 over 5. Ah, 0.77. So it's sine inverse of 0.77. How much is that? Three significant figures, right? 50.4. I'll get our online, 50.4. $50.4. So you all got that? Molini, remember to message the host, right? Are you okay with that? Any questions? Let's try next one. I'll just change it around, right? Any questions online? Ready? Let's try one now. Same diagram, and that's going to change it, right? That's going to change around a few things. Find theta again. Find theta again. Before I beef it up a little bit. So I am very sad. That's already, Richard. Just work it out, send your answers. Take your time. Get ready. Given your error. What's error?
I get like
Yeah. What's the thing? Okay, well, I'll make it up, but I don't know what's so bad. This length long, this angle big, or that length probably not long. Probably too big. Alright, so we just make sure that you do the right steps, right? So it's 11 over sine 70 is equal to 15 over sine theta, right? Cross multiply, you'll get 11 sine theta is equal to 15 sine 70. So sine theta is equal to 15 sine 70 divided by 11. How much is that?
so I get
Oh, this is 1.28. So no solution. Right? So what that means is that you can't get a triangle like this. Right? That was the point I wanted to see if you would just recognize you can't get this triangle. Right, sorry, that's my mistake, right? Yeah, but once you have the status point, right? Once you get 1.28, I wanted to see if you like get 1.2. All right, I'm gonna give it something that will actually work out this time.
the 500.
All right, try this one here. This is 40, 80, 5 meters. Not apples, right? Can I error again? No, working out. Right, online message answers, huh? Let's see what you're getting, right? The last one had an error, right? Sorry about that. Right, message answers. Don't forget me, please. Yeah, ready? There you go. Ready? Trouble. Come over again. It's 2is the time rule. The 2is time rule, more angles than lengths. Right? So what would it be? 5 over sine of what? 80, opposite angle, right?
Yep.
Is equal to x over sine of 40. That's okay?
Yep.
Then what's the next step?
Cross multiply.
There you go. What's the next step? Cross multiply. You want to make x the subject, right? So x by sine 80, 5 by sine 40. That's okay? You try to make x the subject. So you want to move this, right? Here, moving this here. Right? So technically dividing both sides by sine 80. So x is equal to this value here. That's okay? Yeah, there's be real cool. Come here. Make it dying. How much you got?
3.9.
3 significant figure. 3.26.
3.
Huh? 3 significant. Who has got that online? Wait. Hang any answers online? $3.3. Good job, Malini. Remember to send the answer here, all yes? Send it to the host. You're still doing it all so long, Shannon? All right. I'll give you our next one and I'll give you some more time on the next one. Any questions? Okay, come here, warm. See those 2 rows there? It'll be real cool. It's only blue there, yes. They're real cool. Any questions online there, Richard? Diego, you okay now? Diego, you okay now? Check up together. Let's try one more like this. Right, I'll leave you alone. I'll give you some more time here, Shannon. Right, I want some more answers from online, right? How much? 95.
you did, definitely. I got 65.
Take your time, right? Length and opposite angle and work it out, right? Message your answers online. Nice. Moving a little slow there, Shannon, but I'll take that. All right, so I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on Ariana, Nathan, Flores, Richard, Samir. Hurry up. Malini. Messaging next side now. It have a big sign here. Do not message me. Do not message. As waiting on a few more and I'll do it, right? So the trick is, it's easy once you know which rule. The trick is to know which rule to use and when to use it, right? We'll do some questions just now. I'm just waiting on a few more people. Malini, yours correct though. Flores, yours correct. Ariana, send yours as yet. Aliandra, correct. Shannon, correct. Just waiting on a few more. Waiting on Richard, Nathan. Samira, correct. Who are we missing? Samir, Ariana, check it back. Make sure I calculate 10 degrees as well. Huh? Make sure it have a little capital D on top. Samira, got yours as yet? Nathan, Richard. Oh yeah, forgive me, only 2 minutes again. Nathan, Richard. Nice, correct. Good. That's it. All right, let's see. You messaging for me, messaging boy. This business.
Individual.
Yeah, Richard, what you do there, boy? You and Ariana have the same thing. Maybe you have it upside down. Right, let's check how they working. Right, correct, Ariana. So it will be X over opposite. So that's sine 95 is equal to 15 over sine 25, right? X opposite, right? So cross multiply, you'll get X sine 25 is equal to 15 sine 95, right? This by this is this by this is this. And then you can divide both sides by sine 25. It's up to you, right? You can divide both sides and just move this across. X is equal to 15 sine 95 all over
Sine 20.
which is 35.4.
Yes.
Nice. Let's do one more like this before I combine everything, right? Richard, you okay with that? Richard?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just try one more, right? We could work out. And that's 12, right? 12 meters, 40, 70. And that's 15. 1, 5, right? Let's hope for the best, right? All right, a little bit work out. Have one slight trick in this one. Always put it on.
Nice. Yeah, keep that. No.
How's that?
No, you know the answer now.
I make it up. That wouldn't be the answer. Try this one here now, right? Solve for X. Have one slight problem that I'm not telling you about. But have one slight problem. But it has enough. It has enough information for you to figure it out. But it has enough information for you to figure it out.
I don't make it. Don't make sense.
What's the problem? Yeah? I don't have the angle opposite 12.
Yeah. And the 17.
Right, but you can work it out, right?
I bet.
And all the angles sum to how much?
So you get sell all the whole thing.
You complete it, Alex. Make sure you get it. Right? All the angles sum to 180, right? So here's how much. Here is 70. Right? Oh, it turned out to be isosceles.
Yep.
Okay. Solve for X still. So in that case, I did not give any value here to right? Anyway, we're doing that, right? Oh, that's March. That's if fun in March. Gucci Getchi ACC. What? Who's up with? That's the fun part in March. Yeah, that's true. This week is coming out. Might have a right? Take your time, work it out.
I just work it out on my right. Wow. I didn't want to enter that. This is that. I thought that was it.
Yeah, that's not Richard. I can't do it. That's now. That's waiting on Ricardo. What kind of slow?
But yeah, I forgot to do that. I thought that was it.
Right, I wonder if this Flora send me anything. Hey, stop messaging here now. Let's check it out. Right, Richard, just check it back. I've seen most answers are a little bit different.
Right finish.
I'll get you.
Wait, wait.
Shannon is sending your answer ready. And Mr. Shannon. Which I remember is the length and the opposite angle, right? I feel that's a little mistake that you're making. Where's Samir? Samir, I got yours already. I have Samira, I don't have Samir. I'm Samir. So I'll call some parents, right? Right, so it's x over sine, x over sine 40 is equal to 12 over sine 70, right? This over sine of this over sine of this. Cross multiply, it will be x sine 70 is equal to 12 sine 40. So x is equal to 12 sine 40 over sine 70, which is
8.21.
8.21. That's okay? You get that? Right. All right, good, Richard. So here's the problem. The problem now is when you get questions, you have to figure out cosine rule or sine rule.
Yep.
Right angle or non-right angle. That's the easy part, but the hard part is to figure out which rule. So we're going to tackle a few now where we have to figure out which rule to use. All right. So let's look back at the conditions. Look back at the conditions. Here's my paper. Let's close that door and blow back open. Thanks.
No, I didn't like talking about. I don't have science. No, no. Yeah, definitely.
Let's see, push-ups, I forget to cut off. Eh? Right. Oh, did I give you the formula for A of a triangle? Let's make a note in case I forgot to get. I think I did. I think I did forget to get. No, I'll give you a next one. A general formula for area of a triangle, half AB sine C. Right? A and B are the lengths that make the angle. So if they ask you to find the area of a triangle, it's half AB sine C. Do this already? No.
This one,
right? For a non-right angle triangle is a half AB sine C. For a right angle triangle is the same formula, except that C is 90.
Right.
And sine 90 is 1. So it turns out to be half base by height. Okay? Same thing. All these formulas here. Same thing like trig ratios. Same thing.
So we draw any shape, right?
Right, yeah. Draw the shape, please. Draw the shape, please, and we're going to do this triangle together. What type of triangle is this? Right angle or non-right angle? Non-right angle, right? Non-right angle. Draw them, please. Draw it, please, and let's do it together.
Yeah, big or small?
Everyone ready? Ready? All right. So how do we know which rule to use, right? Take a look at the triangle, right? Although it's two triangles, it's always nice just to focus on the one that we actually using, right? So they want us to find the length QS. Okay. So when choosing the right triangle, you're seeing two triangles there, right? One here and one here. When choosing a triangle, you have to figure out which triangle has more information. All right. So we would like to get QS, but we have two triangles that QS belong to, QRS and QTS. Which one has more information, QRS or QST? QRS, very good. So let's ignore this just for now, right? We are only focusing on this triangle here, right? So ignore this part of it. Try your best to ignore it, or you could redraw it, right? Good. Nice. Here's the hard part. Where's AGCC? What school is that? Oh, she's in the wrong school. She's in the wrong time. Anyway, I'll add her later on. Yeah. How do we know which rule to use? Right? Do we have length and opposite angle, or do we have two lengths and the angle in the middle? Two lengths and angle in the middle. Very good. So the rule that we're using here is cosine rule. Go ahead. Use cosine rule and find it. Finish already? Good job, Pete. Use cosine rule and work it out. That's really the hardest thing, right? Knowing which rule to use.
So the question is,
Most likely.
nice. Okay. That's okay.
Okay. So go ahead, use cosine rule. Richard, if you follow why we're using cosine rule. Nathan, if you follow why. Wait, Nathan, you
So the kind of combo, listen, we did this already.
what?
I could look back and get the answer.
Or the same question?
Yeah, we just did the first question.
I probably didn't do part 2.
Yeah, we just did the part.
All right, well, I'll do part 2. But that's good. That's good. Yeah, you actually know we did it already and you're looking back. That was a test to see if you just look back and revise. That was a test. Someone will fail the test. But then the part 2 and 3, so we're doing part 2 and 3 today. You confused me. You have cosine rule. That's what we did not last week, the week before. Right. So look at cosine rule. And in cosine rule, these are the two lengths that make the angle. So this is B, this is C, and this is the angle C, big C. This is the E. So plug those things into your formula and solve for E. Right, so your formula should be what? Your formula should be A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared minus cos A. A squared is QS squared. B squared is what? B squared is 9 squared.
And then
C squared is
12
minus 2
9
by 9 by 12
cos
cos 6. Take your time, put the whole thing in the calculator the same way I showed you. Work out here and work out here. So it means that QS squared is how much? No, just tell me what QS squared. 117. You got that, Jacob? Check it and see. And then QS is the square root of 117. How much you got? Yeah, 10.8. 10.8. So QS is 10.8. Samira, you okay with that? There? Yeah. Right. So some people said I did this already, right? So now to the next part. I'll leave you on your own for part 2 and 3.
Yeah.
How about? I can't see. But she will work it out. So she wasn't able to work it out? Yeah, true. Oh. Right, just finish the last part from her. Try that, please. You want to find, oh, so we're using 10.8 here, right? 10.8 meters. QTS, where is that?
that by T.
Right? By T. QTS is right here. Go ahead. Who? Jidan? No. Somebody looking for him? How it looking?
Good night.
Right? 2 and 3 should be okay. 8 might be kind of hard. Right? Alejandro done send an answer already. Why only send answers on this? All right, let's see what you came up with. Take your time. So what's the rule you're all using?
Fine.
Right, why? Because we have the angle and the we have the angle and sorry, we have the length and the opposite angle, right?
And there's more angle.
Well, technical, no, not really, but yeah, equal.
Oh, let me do this fine. Well, I mean, I think every part again.
Right, solve potato, find area, and then we have a little challenging one to find here. Give me a few minutes again, right? Try it out. For part 4, you will have to draw that in, right? Part 4, you will have to draw that in. Let's see. Can I do it or? Yeah. So I'm going to take a look at part 2 here, right? Part 2, right? Part 2 is same thing, sine rule, length over opposite angle. Length is 13 over opposite angle. Cross multiply, you'll get 13 sine theta is 10.8 sine 40. That's okay? You want to make theta the subject, so you carry across 13, you'll get 10.8 sine 40 all over 13. How much is that?
0.534.
534. And then you find sine inverse of that.
And then you get 32.3.
32.3 degrees, right?
My bad.
Yeah? 32.3? Yeah, everybody okay with that? Nice. Nice. So you figured out the angle, right? The angle here is 32.3. Right? 32.3. Nice. What do you ask for now? Area of the triangle. How you find area?
Isn't this half AB sine C?
Right. Half AB sine C.
Now when it's sine C, would that be 60 degrees?
Yep. So the triangle is QRS. So you look at triangle QRS, that'll be 9, 12 sine 60. Right? 9, 12 sine 60. How much is that?
There's no one to. So I get 93.5.
Anybody else get that?
And then but then after all then.
Oh, anybody get that? Check it and make sure. Remember the same thing, eh? B and C and the angle here. Right? B and C are the lengths that make the angle, right?
Right there 46.8.
Yeah? Anybody else got that? Check it and see now. Yeah, 46.8. 46.8 meters squared.
Oh yeah, I get a meter. I get it. Yeah, then like I get. I lost some.
Anybody got that online? $46.8. Right? B and C are the lengths that make the angles capital C, right? Samira got that? Okay, nice. Okay, Shannon, nice. You okay with this? Are you okay with this one? Right? Any answers to the last part? I don't really want to help you.
So we need help.
I want to try something. Yeah, what it said, right? They said the perpendicular distance from Q to RS, right? I'm taking this off, right? So let's draw it. You writing, Diego? You writing? Right. You have it already? Okay. Right. So the one the perpendicular distance from Q to RS. So you're basically drawing a line from Q to RS. And the angle here is 90. So what are they asking for? They're asking for the red line. And what type of triangle is that, Jacob? Right angle. So they're asking for here, right? X. Correct? So which rule you'll use? Not Pythagoras. No. Pythagoras is when you have all the lengths. We do have all the lengths. This whole thing is 12, huh?
So could any
You could use sine. Very good. You have opposite and, but you all know you can actually use sine rule. Not sine theta, opposite and hypotenuse, you know. You could actually use sine rule here. Watch this, watch. Look on the screen there. You have the length, opposite angle. You have the length, opposite angle. Try it.
Wait, so.
Try and use the non-right angle sine rule, and you'll get the same answer.
So you're looking on the left side.
Yeah, left side.
Not the right.
No,
What's
you
your right?
look on this side with more information, right? Look on this side with more information, right?
Somebody have to be smart. Happy to do it.
Go ahead, solve for X.
No, so I mean, I have little piece between 6 degrees and the right angle. It's 12 meters.
Huh?
Little piece between 6 degrees
And the red line.
9, yeah.
Now, QR all the way to S is R all the way to S is 12.
Right.
So you can't use 12. All you could do is you could use 9 and the opposite angle, which is theta. So it's 9 over, sorry, 90. 9 over sine 90. See that?
Oh, I didn't see that. Damn.
9 over sine 90 is equal to X over sine 60. Right? So you could use sine rule for anything. That's the one thing I want to pick up from that. Right, so it's always nice to draw the triangles so you will see what you're working with, right? Right, very good. Right, I'm sorry. Hold on. There is. So I think I made a mistake. Let me see where you get Alejandra. No, looking okay. And you'll get 8 point something. Yeah. So cross multiply, you'll get X sine 90 is equal to 9 sine 60.
Yeah, I get it.
Right? So X is equal to 9 sine 60 over sine 90. How much is that?
So 0.79 meters.
7.79
79 meters.
meters.
Yep. Right.
Right, so you probably just round off. Check it back there, Alejandra, you probably just round off bad. Check it back and see. Okay, yeah. Just get in the habit of using three significant figures, right? Most times, unless they say they want three significant figures. Right? Nice, Alejandra. Any questions online? Let's see if we can squeeze in one more now. Any questions there? You could use the trig ratios. No, but to be honest with you, you could use sine rule in trig ratios. So trig ratios is a version of a sine rule. Check it and see. Try take a right angle triangle and you could apply sine rule for anything. We say no more there. Not Samir, you didn't send me one answer as yet. I can't stop until I get my answer. Samir, Samir going after. I think. All right, now I had to give only one more because Samir had to give me one answer. Just one more. Samir, this is for you alone. Try this here and we're done. Just one question, Samir. Right, try that please. Last one, Olia. Last one we're doing here. Take your time, right? Answers coming in already. I see RS coming already. Part one is what rule? Wait. Don't pick on somebody. RS. Because you have length and opposite, right? So part one is sine rule, correct? Right? Just be careful with part two. I can see that causing some people some problems with part two. Part two looking like some problems. I don't want to rush you with part two. Just do part one for me. Part two, you can do for homework. But you have to take your time with that. Right, Nathan Flores, right? Once I see Samira happy. Once I see Samira send my value, I'll be happy.
I was wondering.
All right, so let's check out part one. Part one, we're using sine rule, right? We're using sine rule. So it's 7 over sine 60 is equal to RS. That's what we're trying to find over sine 48. Cross multiply, you'll get RS sine 60 is equal to 7 sine 48. So RS is equal to 7 sine 48 over sine 60. How much is that?
6.01.
Oh, 6.01. 6.01. Right, part two now. Real pressure in part two here. We have no angles. So which rule is that when you have more lengths and angles? Which rule is that? Cosine, more lengths than angles. Right? Right? So cosine rule. But here's the problem, and I want you to work on this summer. Actually, I could probably give you our next one. Go. Okay. Right? QTS is here, right? QTS is there. Here's where your homework is. Use cosine rule and solve potato. The trick is to make the subject of the formula do that correctly. All right? Copy it down. And I want you to complete that last part of the homework. From next week, we're going to start reviewing. I'm going to send you all a summary, which I think I did already. Right? Yeah. I want you to review all the topics that we did. We did the first section. Send it now again. Send it back now. Right, so in the form 4 group, I just sending back the I am sending back the little summary, right? Okay, now sending. All right. Message on the group, Kayla. I'm gonna see something there. Okay, now send it, and I'll show why. I'll try and send it back later on. Okay, so for your homework, please review what we did so far because we're going to start doing some past papers, right? Okay, right? I'll be doing from number 1 all the way up. Right? We did functions, we did plenty of things. Work with your compass and protractor as well, and graph paper. Okay. If we work fast enough, we could do a whole section 1 and a paper 2. Well, the topics that we did. Okay. All right.